I didn't think they were going to do it, but they did. Arrma gave the Gorgon the BLX treatment. It's got the 223S brushless system in here, which means when you throw a 3S battery pack in it, it could go over 50 miles an hour. We all know that this is an awesome two-wheel drive, ready to run monster truck, and now with that extra speed, it's just going to take the excitement level over the top. Let's get out of the box. I'll give you all the details you need to know about it, and we're going to take it outside for some fun. Here's what comes inside the box, and look at the truck, guys. That looks pretty awesome. But we're gonna start over here with the Spectrum radio. It's the SLT2. They've got the decal on top to match the body graphics, and back here, it's got the orange button, which means this has DSC, and I'm gonna tell you more about that in a second. They give you hex drivers for repair and maintenance. There's your instruction sheet, a little credit card looking thing that will give you a QR code to support. And then this here is a shock tool. There is a small Allen wrench for, I think that's for the pinion gear, and then preload clips for your shocks, and that's to adjust the ride height. So the new 223S BLX comes in 3 different color options. There's a blue, red, and this wild pink that's available. The blue and red are a little bit different as far as what you get in the kit. Those are without battery and charger, and this one will come with a 2S battery pack and a USB-C charger. Now the graphics on this really pop with this hot pink, and the design is the same as the previous generations, but this one really stands out. As you can see, no body clips on it. They have a molded grille in the front, and then they have the rear section that's molded, and that's where the body pins integrate and slide down into the chassis. Let me pop the body off for you guys. There are simple body clips tethered to hold it down. And there is the chassis. Now this is probably gonna look familiar. It's pretty much the Quake, guys. They just threw the Gorgon body on it, and that's not a bad thing. The Quake's pretty awesome because it came with the brushless system and the new tires, and then the Gorgon body is pretty awesome as well. So it's a perfect combination between the two. But we're gonna go over it anyway for those that haven't seen it before, starting off with the wheels and tires. These have a lug style chevron tire. You're gonna get some more bite out of these. Really aggressive look to it, like the purple rim option that comes with it. And you can see that they've matched some of the other areas of the truck with the purple. You got the purple bumper skid, the purple battery plate down below, and then the purple rear skid, purple bumper, and purple springs on the shocks. So yeah, definitely got some style to it. The front suspension, nice and plush, oil-filled shocks, large bore. I like that they even have little guards down by the shock shafts just to help protect those shock shafts from getting dirt on them, which gets into the O-ring seals and can wear things away. So over to the suspension arms, nice and sturdy. They've got captured pins on there. Even the caster block and steering knuckle are dual shears, so all of the links are captured there. Ball bearings in the steering knuckles, 14mm hexes, all the good stuff that you would expect from Arrma that we've seen on the Gorgon and the Quake before. Really sturdy bulkhead up front too, and as you can see, the chassis integrates into the front bulkhead and is also the rear transmission case, just reducing the number of parts for the truck. As you can see, the chassis is high ground clearance, which makes it awesome for bashing around in yards and in dirt construction lots. It does have the battery that loads down below, and this is a little bit of a sticking point for some people. They find it a little difficult to get the battery pack in there. I found a way to get things in nice and easily just by taking my time and loading the battery from the bottom when the truck is basically sitting on all 4. And if you do have a problem, because this does have a large EC5 connector in there, what people do is they take this plate off and they run the battery wire up and out. So it's just a little bit easier to get the battery pack in there. Moving to the rear suspension, the rear has actually longer shocks than the front, just a little bit. And you've got, really sturdy suspension arms in the back, fixed turnbuckles up top, heavy duty hub carriers to support the axle shafts, and even the shock towers themselves, really heavy duty looking composite setup. And one more thing to point out on the suspension, they have an aluminum bar for the hinge pins in the back, and what that does is it helps protect the suspension from ripping out when you land on the rear wheel. I like that this includes the wheelie bar because you're going to need it with this power system in it. And let's get to the electronics. So this has a metal geared servo in the front. The S681 from Spectrum, it is waterproof and it is a digital servo. Then you have the 223S brushless system. This will handle 2 to 3S battery packs. Even has a cooling fan on the top from the factory, like the large heatsink on there. Again, an IC5 plug for those of you that need to go buy a battery pack, and it will also work with an EC5 plug. Over here, we've got the cooling fan for the motor, which is super important because the motor's kind of enclosed in this chassis here, which limits the air, and this will definitely help cool down the motor. Then for the motor, we've got a 4000 kV a sensorless system, which will give this plenty of power to get you up to 50 plus miles an hour if you're running it on a 3S battery pack, which is pretty wild, guys. Then let's finish things off with the driveline, which is located partially in the back of the chassis. The differential is really easy to access actually through the bottom skid plate here. It'll drop out. There's metal gears inside the differential. Differential feels really good from the factory. And then we've got a slipper clutch under the cover here. Single pad setup. It is adjustable, and the gear train has proven to be pretty solid on this. And just a little quick note, they give you the guide plate that locks in the gear mesh settings, so you don't have to worry about the motor moving or getting your gear mesh set right. Nice little feature that they've added to this. There's slider drive shafts down to the axle stubs, and the entire truck is fitted with ball bearings. So yeah, if you're familiar with the Gorgon and the Quake, they haven't changed much here other than the colors, but it's still a solid, fun platform. Let's head outside and drive it. All right, RC drivers, out at the skate park super early so I could get the place to myself. Got a 2S battery pack in here, and we're just gonna have some fun. All right, let's get a little speed in here. Oh, it pulls wheelies while it's ramping up. That's pretty awesome. Oh, sketchy on two-wheel braking. Look at that. That's got some rip now. 2S battery pack. Plenty of speed for this spot. Get a little air in. Taking it easy first. Lots of suspension travel with this one. So it makes two-wheel drive monster trucks so much fun. Rip around that quarter bowl there. This is a fun truck, guys. Definitely check out my other videos on this truck. Brushless power, but still, look at that. Brake correction, no problem. You can hear the chassis just scraping a little bit. Or, sorry, no, I think that's the wheelie bar doing its job. That's what it is. That's pretty cool. Look how much suspension travel. That's what I love about this. Took a hard hit there. Gotta hit this tabletop. Love this. Nice smooth floating jump. Come back around. I like coming off the side of this. Look at that. So that was a DSC kicking in. We need to talk about the DSC because I didn't talk about it at the workshop. So what that is dynamic stability control. And it just gives your truck some correction, and it is adjustable. There's 4 different modes. You could shut it off and then have low, medium, and high. And that's just by turning the wheel to the right, pressing the button, and it'll cycle through. So the more DSC add, the more control it's gonna input electronically for you. Make you look like a pro, basically. Guys, this thing's a lot of fun here. If it was just a little bit bigger of a skate park, I could launch this thing. Look at that, off the rail. I haven't rolled it yet. This thing is so good. It's super stable now with that DSC. Plenty of rip. And I've mentioned this before when I ran the Quake, which has the same power system. I love running it on 2S. 3S I think is a bit much, but of course we're gonna test it out. Let's go run that. Got a 3S pack in the truck now, and I wanna challenge myself, so I'm at the dirt lot, and I wanna see if I could hit 50 in this lot. There's some potholes I have to contend with, but you know what? This is all about having fun, and we're gonna do it. You know, send it down. Starting from here. Here we go, guys. Whoa, I got sideways really quick. Actually, I gotta straighten out the steering just a little bit. There we go. Let me start it again. Actually, you know what? Let's see where we're at on the DSC. 1, 2, 3, so that's medium. Now we're on high, so hopefully that'll help keep it straight. Again, loose sand. We're gonna start off easy. Here we go. That's better. Look at that. We got some speed. Minor corrections. Got around the potholes. It is flying. I can't even see it anymore. On the brake. Don't flip over, please. Saved it. You know what? Might as well just rip it on the way back here. It is moving. Give you guys a flyby. Look at that. Two-wheel drive truck, 50 miles an hour probably. Oh man, I bet you I lost my GNSS over there. I'll have to go find it because it's only Velcroed in. But man, this thing's got some rip. All right, what did we get? 50 miles an hour, guys. That's awesome. In a dirt lot, two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, I should say, truck. That's pretty wild. Wow, my heart's still pounding from that one. That was a wild drive, guys. But look at this thing. So easy to drive now that I got that DSC cranked all the way up. Doing a lot of correction for me, keeping it straight. And new people getting into the hobby, it's just gonna make them pretty successful easily. But, you know, I'm kind of one of those guys that likes to run without any correction, especially with a two-wheel drive because it teaches you how to do throttle control and steering control. But you got options with this one. You got a lot of options. You can even turn down the throttle on the radio system with the switch back here. That's what makes this truck a great beginner truck. And now with all this power, I mean, you could have endless fun with this thing. You just grow right into it. Wheelie time, yeah! Now we want to turn off that DSC just so you can see the control difference. So one is off. It's got some rip to it, guys. Look at that thing. It is wild. I'm having to do a lot of correction with the wheel. Just go full throttle in the loose stuff. Actually doesn't spin out, goes right into a wheelie. But you can see how it's just sliding around. I'm having to overcorrect and everything. Yeah, a lot of overcorrection. All right, let's go back to some DSC action here. Already much better. See that, guys? Love it. Such an awesome truck. We knew that. Now we got power system options for the Gorgon. Don't count out the brushless if you need to save a few bucks. That's a fun truck too. Just keeping it bone stock. The Gorgon's still impressing me, even with the new power system. Love the new colors. Let me know what you think about it down in the video description below. It proved itself at the skate park. It's got some just gnarly skid rash on the bottom, but the truck held up. It did awesome here in the dirt lot. Plenty of power. If you gotta have one, I'll have links down in the video description, or you can hit up your local hobby shop.